So Alan Sugar has said that my next guest is destined for big things. Zack Fortag.
Zack Fortag.
Zack Fortag is the founder of the Ahead of Time Academy.
Hi everyone, welcome to the video today. Me and Joe are going to be doing a few parts. This video is brought to you by Hackney's Finest and Ahead of Time Academy. My name is Zack Fortag. I'm a young entrepreneur from London. I've run many different companies in a few different industries. So I'm going to pass you over to Joe to introduce himself.
Thanks for that, Zach. Yeah, so myself, I'm an entrepreneur myself. In the background, I'm a part-time estate agent. Been doing that since I was 15. Started up my own clothing business, but I've been in business since I was 15. My first business was drop shipping, and then I transitioned into different varieties of businesses and ventures, and currently in another venture for network marketing, which is going quite well itself. So yeah, it's all going good.
So the topic I sort of really want to discuss is, how can young people find a business to run? If you're a young person, you're struggling and you want to find out how to run a company, what would you say is the steps so they can find out what's the right company to run?
Yeah, so like the right company, ideally, it's a video I actually put out, which is on Ahead of Time's Instagram itself. Ideally, there's a video I watch every day. Steve Harvey talks about not all about passion. Right, so for me, it's ideally comes down to like your calling, or ideally stuff like that, fairy tale stuff people say, but to me I think it's true. So for me, when I was younger, or best advice I'll give people now for finding businesses, ideally, you've got eBay, or you've got Amazon, you've got all other things like Etsy, or drop shipping, like all them sort of businesses, but ideally even primary school, for example. When I was in primary school, I used to do like the match tax and stuff like that. It's things to get you by. You don't really start your own business. You fall into it in time. But to get into business or find your first business venture, you could go online. You could, look at YouTube videos. You can ideally look at the background of how other entrepreneurs started. But that's the advice I would give.
Yeah, it's some good advice. You don't always have to start a business which is your passion. You could have identified, a gap in the market. You could have found something which you want to improve on in society. How did you find out what business you wanted to run?
Yeah, for me, I kind of look at statistics. I saw that for the drop shipping, I didn't do it for that long, but when I looked at it, I looked at the background of how it all works. I looked at Shopify before it became one of the biggest, e-commerce marketplace platforms up there with eBay and Amazon. So I looked at that early when I was 15, and it's just getting into things early. Sometimes, the right time and the right place always sometimes matters. If you find things early, sometimes you actually make money before you actually get into it. If you find them golden nuggets. But yeah, I think with dropshipping, it's a good business model. But from there, it went from Forex. I found about Forex through my mates. I've done like group chats and all that, but there's all other different kind of businesses. But that's how I fell into all this.
Yeah, when I first started my sort of mini business at 15, after the selling sweets, the FIFA coins, I went into selling stuff at boot sales, and that was because I read an Alan Sugar book and I wanted to earn some money. So I thought it would be a good idea to spend a few £100s on some wholesale goods and sell it at boot sales, sell it door to door, and that taught me some sort of really good basic business skills such as money, sales, and how to make a profit. Yeah, after that I then wanted to sort of do a bigger business, so I really struggled in sort of the traditional education system. So I wanted to create a clothing brand which helped young people who struggled in the education system and also connect with them through clothing. Then after, how I usually found my businesses was through sort of gaps in the market and through stuff which I thought could do well. So that's sort of how I would say to find a business. What if you could give sort of one piece of advice for young people right now who are watching this and they want to find a business but they just don't know where to start? What would you say to them?
I would say go on Ahead of Time Academy, stuff like
Good
that.
advice.
Stuff like that, because ideally you're looking for it, and there's a lot you can find. If you go on Google or type up educational companies, Zack's company is one of them, and there's so many videos that you could find. I think you can learn more online than you do if you was at school, or if you was at college, or if you was at uni. you know, that it's proven that more people learn better online than they do in a classroom, and that's the advice. You know, you've got the books, like Zack said, you've got Alan Sugar's books, biographies, you've got other biographies of Richard Branson's, you've got books, you've got online videos, content, social media, you know, Instagram, Facebook, all other, you know, platforms, and there's a variety of things, but they're the most I can name off the top of my head, which you could use to your advantage.
Yeah, what I would say to also to add on that is, you know, don't sort of drop out of school or, you know, drop out your job if you don't have a plan. You know, that plan could be you're about to start a business. That plan could be, for me, it was that I've left school and I'm coming into a business that was already 5-6 months down the line. So make sure that you do keep your options open, because a lot of businesses, when you start, it could fail. So, you know, you always have to have that sort of backup option. Yeah, so that's what I would say to young people who want to find that business opportunity. Do you sort of have anything else to add on that?
I think as well, it's some advice that does come up all the time is ideally don't go full in all the time. You know, I've noticed that people, I think sometimes it's always great to be half pregnant, because if you go into a business, you go full in, you don't know if it's going to work, and you go 6 months down the line. It's always having that backup plan. I know people say there's no plan B, but sometimes it's always great to have like a part-time job or some income coming in, some residual income or any income to come in while you're working, so the business stays afloat. You know, that's the advice I would give. That's from, you know, personal experiences I've had myself.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. All right, thanks for watching this video. Please check out our site, aheadoftimeacademy.com, and Hackney Finest on Instagram as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week for another part of our series. Thank you.